Tribe, welcome back. In this video, we're going to talk about why the manifesting community is lying to you about money. And what we're going to do in this video, well, I'm really going to focus on the whole concept of energy is money. Okay, you got to constantly keep it in a flow. You got to constantly spend money. You know, if you have a savings account or an emergency fund, you've heard gurus say, well, you have an emergency fund, you're really planning for an emergency. It means it's just going to be taken away from you. Emergency is going to happen. But what if, you're just being wise with your money? So that's the concept we're coming from here. So let's get rocking and rolling and dive into this. Now, have you ever heard if you save, you're in scarcity? Is only half a truth in a manifesting world. I mean, they're not totally lying to you, but at the same time, they're not totally telling you the truth either. You know what I mean? It's like you're dealing with a 10-year-old. Okay. It's like, I'm not lying to you, Chad. I'm not lying to you, Dad. So this is what they always say. If you save, you're thinking in scarcity. You're thinking from a poverty consciousness. But what we have to understand is, yes, the truth of the matter is, yes, hoarding money from fear equals scarcity. Now, if you're hoarding money because you're fearing spending it, that's a scarcity mindset. That's not an abundance mindset. But this is where the lie comes in. But saving from wisdom, strategy, and self-trust equals power. You see, it's the energy behind spending or saving money. Okay, we've been dealing with or talking about a lot about identity. It really comes back to your identity around money, your identity around spending money. Okay, does that make sense? And I'll repeat this one more time. It's the energy behind the behavior is everything. It's your behavior. It's your internal beliefs. It's what you're thinking about when you're spending or saving money. Like I'll give you an example. Like if I go to the grocery store and I'm just normal grocery shopping, and the whole time I'm walking around, I'm getting a little bit of anxiety about spending money. I don't want to be there. And I'm thinking about all the groceries are so expensive now. That's the whole energy I'm putting out there. That's not an abundant mindset. Yes, I'm spending money. I'm keeping it in circulation, but having that scarcity mindset, it's going to keep money from me. Makes sense. So that's why I mean the manifesting community isn't really telling you the truth around this. But what we should be doing, where they are correct, is that when you go grocery shopping, this is what I do. When I go grocery shopping, is I've developed an affirmation around grocery shopping. Every time I go grocery shopping, I'm walking around. As I'm walking around, I'm telling myself, I can buy anything I want in here. Every time I spend money, it comes back to me double. Okay. Thank you, Lord. I'm grocery shopping today. Thank you, Lord. I can buy anything I want. So that's what you have to understand. It's that energy. It's the identity behind the money. It's not the money itself. It's really your energy around it. Has nothing to do with the money. Has nothing to do saving money, spending money. Has nothing to do with the amount of money. It's all about what you think when you're spending or saving. Bottom line. Nothing to do with the money. It's all about your self-concept. It's all about your self-image. It's all about your identity around money. Because when we talk about scarcity and scarcity saving is, I can't let this go. What if I never get more? See, this is scarcity saving. And I'll give you an example, really good example. Several months ago, I'll show you here. Several months ago, this is where I got the computer set up. This is my office in Thailand. But several months ago, okay, I was struggling, buying everything. But the oxymoron is, the truth is that I had the money to buy it. You get me on that? It wasn't going to hurt me if I bought everything. Bought my mic, bought the dual monitors, bought the computer, bought the mic for the phone to have better sound. You know what I mean? But see, that's a scarcity. See, what I'm doing, I'm falling back to that scarcity mindset because I have the money. I can spend the money without it hurting me financially or hurting my budget for the month. But see, that's a scarcity mindset. So that's what it means. Like when you have that scarcity where I can't let something go, like you're hoarding money, you can't spend it. Like yesterday, we just got back from a 3 or 4 day vacation. Right when we got back, I learned that Ang's cousin. It was his birthday. He's 33. And we just got back, spent a little bit of money. And right away, I was like, okay. She said she wanted to buy him some Thai whiskey because Thai people like whiskey. And I said, well, let's go buy him a birthday cake. You know what I mean? I had an intuition to do it, and I did it. Okay. But that's the thing. Are you hoarding? What's your beliefs and your thoughts behind this spending? Nothing to do with money again. Okay. When you're scarcity comes from fear, not alignment. Okay. Alignment means alignment with your identity. Okay, that's all it means is that listen to this, are you aligned with your successful version of your identity? Or are you aligned with that current identity right now, that poverty conscious identity? Where are you aligned? There's either one or the other, bottom line. Another thing is it delays action. It shrinks your vision and kills momentum. And this is excellent even for me in my computer example. Okay, I put this, I'm being honest, I put this off for probably a year, at least a year, buying everything until I was just faced with, I have to get it. You know what I mean? All it did was delay my action. It shrunk my vision because it made me feel more in scarcity, even though I had the money to get it. And it kills momentum. It kills you wanting to do more in business, do more on YouTube, for example, to be able to help people. It also creates a tight grip that repels flow. Remember, when you're really hoarding, you have that tight grip. You don't want to spend it. You have a tight grip on it. You're holding on to it for your dear life. It's the same thing as forcing. It creates friction. Remember, friction repels. Friction stays away from you. It's like, no, I can't let it go. Oh, it's like you're playing tug of war, but you're playing tug of war with yourself. What about abundant saving? Okay. I trust myself to multiply this. I'm preparing for a bigger move. See, abundant saving, I can save. I can have an emergency fund. There's nothing wrong with that. This is the misconception in the manifesting world. This is where the lie or this salesman of the manifesting world comes in, but they just want you to spend money, but they want you to buy their product. Okay, they want you to talk you into it. Okay. But there's nothing wrong with abundant saving. Having an emergency fund, being financially wise with your money, being wise where when you do spend money, you have a purpose where it's spending money. Just like if you give to charities, am I going to give money to somebody that all they're going to do is buy alcohol with it because they're alcoholic? Is that a wise decision for my money? Or am I going to give money to a charity or give money to somebody that is improving their lives, but they just don't have financial resources? Does that make sense? Listen to this. I trust myself to multiply this. I'm preparing for a bigger move. Okay, abundant savings comes from calm certainty. There's that word again, certainty. You're certain. It comes with it's matching with your identity. Okay, you know what you want. You know what you're doing. You know you're good with money. You even though you live under, I live under a budget. Even though you live under a budget, okay. You're certain, you're confident. You're confident that you manage money well. You're confident when you spend money, it's all for improvement. Either improvement for myself or improvement for other people. Abundant savings is you're not hoarding, you're stacking energy. Okay, remember what I said. It's all from identity. It's the energy you're giving it. It's the energy you're attaching to money. That's all it is. Okay, it's a two-edged sword. Bottom line. Now, I can think negative about money, and that's a scarcity mindset with a savings account. Or I can have the same savings account with the same amount of money in it, but I have an abundance mindset. I have a financial abundance mindset. I'm being wise with my money. I'm being wise with what I do with it. Same money has nothing to do with the money. It's all about what's in here. It's all about your secret thoughts around money. Okay, that's bottom line. Nothing to do with money again. Nothing to do with amount of money. Okay, it's all about your internal thoughts around it, your identity you're giving it, the energy you're giving it. Abundant saving, it's stored power, not withheld by fear. I remember what Bob Proctor would always say. Like Bob Proctor in his seminars would always say, he's like, if you have an intuitive thought, you have the intuition to go out there and buy my books, go do it. because you're following your intuition. If you have your intuition not to do it, then don't do it. It's stored power, not withheld by fear. Because remember, once you start worrying about spending money, you worry leads to doubt. Worry and doubt mixed together is fear, and fear is crippling. Like, and once you start worrying about spending money, that's where that scarcity mindset comes in. That's what repels you, even if you're spending money. Okay, money's not coming back to you. The reason it's not working, I'm spending all the money, Chad. I'm keeping it in flow like all the manifesting wizards want to talk about. But money's not coming back to me. It's because you have a negative concept about money. Bottom line. Again, like I said, I'm repeating myself, but like I said, it has nothing to do with the money, nothing to do with the amount of money you're spending. It's all about the energy you're giving it, the thoughts behind the money. That's why it's stored power. That's why, if people are giving you really great advice around money, around manifesting, is always when you spend money, even if it's paying your bills, be happy, be joyful. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord, that I have money to pay my bills. Thank you, Lord, I have abundance of money to pay my bills. Thank you, Lord. Every time I pay my bills, money comes back to me double. You're excited. You're not depressed and anxious and walking around. Oh my God, it's bill time. It's the 15th of the month. You know what I mean? When you give that such emotional power of lack is going to come to you. Bottom line, this is why in the manifesting community, they're giving you good advice again. Always be happy when you spend money under normal conditions. Train yourself under normal conditions to do this stuff. When you go grocery shopping, when you pay your bills, master that. Then you'll start mastering other areas of your life around money. The abundant savings, this is strategy aligned with identity. We're coming up with identity again. It's strategy aligned with identity, not fear disguised as wisdom. Isn't this so true? Okay. Meaning, like, you're acting like you're wise. You're acting like you're acting like you're being prudent. You're acting like you're living an abundant life, but inside of you is just flipping turmoil. Inside of you is just worry, doubt, and fear. Okay, you got to master what's inside of you. Bottom line, this is why this work takes a little bit of time. You can master this. If I can do it, you can do it. Bottom line, I can't get off on that tangent right now. Now, what is the manifestation lie? How is the manifesting world lying to you? Okay, and this kind of comes back to the beginning of the video, is spend everything or you're blocking the flow. You need to spend your money. You don't need a savings account. You don't need an emergency fund. If you have an emergency fund, you're just planning for an emergency, Chad. This is where they're lying to you. This is where the bullshit comes in. Okay. Spend everything or you're blocking the flow. Energy. Money has energy, Chad. Okay. No. Listen to this. No. Spend with alignment. Save with intention. Circulate with identity. Let me repeat that one more time for you. Spend with alignment. Save with intention. Circulate with identity. This is why I said in the beginning, it all comes from identity. It all comes from, are you aligned with that successful version of you? How do you think about money? Has nothing to do with money. Has nothing to do if you have a savings account, emergency fund. We should have a savings account and emergency fund because you're being wise. It's all about being aligned with how you spend the money. You're spending, you're saving with it, even you're spending or saving with intention. You know where it's going. You know how it's helping, either helping yourself or helping other people. That's what it means by doing it with intention. You're not just randomly doing it. You're not just randomly spending money. Listen to this. The real blockage isn't saving. It's when your actions don't match your self-concept. I'll put this another way. The real blockage isn't saving money, having an emergency fund has nothing to do with that. It's when your actions don't match your self-concept. It doesn't match your identity. It doesn't match your self-image. It doesn't match your confidence. You have all these scarcity mindsets inside you. So when you spend the money, that's why money's not coming to you. Money's staying away from you because of the poverty consciousness. But what you're thinking, the identity you have around money, what you heard about money growing up, That's what we're talking about here. Now let's wrap this up. What's the full picture here? What's the walk away here? What I want you to walk away with? I mean, spending from lack equals loss. Listen to that. If you're spending from lack, no matter you're spending money, no matter you're keeping money in circulation because money has energy, it's still not going to come back to you. You can spend all the money you want, but if you're spending from lack, if you're spending from a scarcity mindset, the money is going to have wings and fly away from you. It's not going to come back no matter how much you spend. Saving from fear equals stagnation. Listen to this. You can save, you can have an emergency fund from an abundance mindset, from being wise, having wisdom, doing it with attention. But if you're saving from fear, that equals stagnation. That means you're not progressing. Or maybe emergency comes up or that money's taken away from you, but you're doing it all from fear inside. Not from that successful version of you, not from that successful identity. Circulating from identity equals expansion. And I've been saying identity through this whole video. It's all about who you are. It's all about who you're being. It's all about what you believe to be true for you has to happen in your world. Circulating from identity equals expansion. I can save. I can have investments. I can have an emergency fund from an abundance mindset, from an abundance point of view, because I'm just being financially wise. I'm doing it with intention. I'm doing it with certainty. Has nothing to do with money. It's all about your thoughts around it. So a closing thought is, so if you're saving to avoid fear, you shrink. If you're saving to leverage your power, you expand. That's the difference. That's the key difference when spending money, my friends. Other than that, tribes, just wanted to share that with you. Hopefully you enjoyed that video. Again, if you have any questions about this, comment below. I'd love to hear your thoughts on it. And remember, if you want to be part of the tribe, the link is in the description. And if you want to work with me, the link is in the description again. But other than that, peace be with you. Remember, I love you guys, and I'll see you in the next video.